Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. welcome welcome. Something to look out for if you're with autism as well. It's not a struggle, by the way. It's who you are, and we don't discriminate here. Yeah, and we're not ableists, so none of that is welcomed on this channel. So yeah, the autism process of getting diagnosed really depends on if you wanted to go private or if you wanted to go through the NHS right to choose method, which I did. I basically went to their appointment. I booked a normal GP appointment, told them these were my symptoms. I believe that I could be on the spectrum. Then they agreed and sent the information I told them with a referral form. I also printed out the referral form for that particular private NHS organisation that I wanted to be diagnosed through. And after that, they sent all the documents and the other information through the they emailed it to the organisation, the checklist as well. So that took quite a bit of time, right? It took like 3 months for them to get back to me. So I was on the waiting list for quite some time. And they contacted me to fill out some forms. So what they'll do is they'll get you to fill out some forms, and then they'll get your parents to also do a questionnaire about your history, your history growing up, so your like developmental stages, how you was like through your prime years, if you played with other people, if you were alone most of the time, if you had hobbies, if there were particular interests that you had, how was your speech. So all of that contributes to the assessment, so it all plays a part in it. So they need all of that information to come to a specific conclusion on the autism diagnosis. So once they got that back from me, they got all the information, I was then invited for my face-to-face interview. Well, not interview, but like face-to-face, what's it called, face-to-face diagnosis kind of test thing, for them to like test how you react to certain things, ask you a few questions, get you to do like activities, and they use that to like identify if you're on the spectrum or not. Like, it's all part of the assessment, but it's not the only thing, right? So there was one face-to-face, there was one over Teams, and then there was a phone call that they have with the parents, or they could do like get your parents to sign to do a questionnaire instead, just another follow-up questionnaire, so that they can come up with a conclusion. I was lucky enough to pick who I wanted to do my assessment with. I would suggest going with a black person, because it's more relatable and they understand you more in that aspect. So I was happy that I've got to pick. And yeah, they get you to do some objects, like putting objects together, and then like reading a book, get you to like see if there's like to basically explain what you're seeing, like frogs flying or something. I know I failed. If I was if that was a test, I would have failed that test, because boy, I think that's how they knew, yeah, this girl was definitely on the section, because I had no clue what the hell I was doing. Yeah, and then they'll also get you to display how you brush your teeth as well. And what else? Yeah, so that's what they get you to do. And then obviously the face other questions they ask you about your day-to-day life, your relationship with family, your relationship with friends, if you have friends, if you have specific like sensory issues. Like for me, I have sensory issues like with specific fabrics I can't wear. If they're too itchy on my skin, if they feel weird, I won't wear it. I don't really like having tags on my clothes, especially if it shows. I like to cut it out. Just things that irritate me, like even wearing jeans. I can't wear jeans anymore. It's become very irritating. I prefer to wear like baggy stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it's just they ask you about sensory, your communication, how you interpret things, da da da. So yeah, that's how. Okay, so I did my assessment, and then I got my results 3 months after doing my result. The doing the test. But the only thing is that they did go over the time that they said they would give me back my results and see. But yeah, apart from that, that's when I received my autism level 1 diagnosis, DSM-5. So that's basically Asperger's syndrome, but that was what it used to be known as, because Asperger's used to be separate from autism, but now it's changed to they've put Asperger's within autism now, so it's all under a spectrum as autism. So yeah, that's how they came up to my conclusion. And yeah, it's just like understanding that the spectrum is different. Now my needs may be different from another autistic level 1 person as well, but it doesn't mean that they're not autistic because they're different from, their needs are different from me, if that makes sense. So my needs may be managing time, managing money, support with like noise levels and stuff like that, sensory input and stuff like that. But another autistic person, they might have issues with like lights, like too bright lighting may affect them, or they can't be in crowded places and they don't do well. Like some of the people can't go out with unless they're with someone. So yeah, everyone is different. Obviously there's levels, but the spectrum is different and everyone has specific needs, if that makes sense. And so when they used to say mild autism, it's not necessarily mild because the person still has needs, but may not be as much as a person that's above level 1. But it doesn't mean that it's mild, that there isn't still like a difference, because it is genetics. And if somebody in your family has it, it's most likely that other people in the family may have it. So it is genetics firstly. It is also the way your brain is wired in its functionality, and it's a different way of seeing the world. So it's for people to understand that it's not a bad thing because of what the stigma and what the stigma autism has. Like all autistic people are violent, all autistic people are dumb or can't look after themselves, can't be independent. It's not true. Whereas a lot of them actually can, or saying that they can't hold down jobs, yes they can. They might need help, but it doesn't mean that they can't hold down a job. Do you know what I mean? So it's just stigmas, beliefs that people had before about autism in the past, and because it used to treat it as schizophrenia. So the biases that they had, saying that it was due to family upbringing as well, all of that has been debunked now. So that's no longer what it is, as further study shows. It's a range of things, right? So yeah, it's just about people educating themselves on what it is. And yeah, it's not going to be easy to tell people, because usually they would like gaslight you and be like, you're not autistic, or we're all a bit autistic. You don't say things like that, because if you know you don't have the same struggles, it's really like undermining, and it's it's insensitive to people that actually do struggle and need support. But you're just saying we're all autistic because of what? It's not nice. You know what I mean? So if you believe you do have, you should go and get a diagnosis if you want to. It's not compulsory. If you feel like it will get you the support you need, why not? It's all a personal choice. But yeah, that's just a brief outline of my process of getting the diagnosis, and just a brief background on autism, and just to touch on what I said before about like the stigma that comes with autism. That's why it's important for people to do their own research on it. It's not going off base on what people believe back in the day about it. When there's research done and there's actually Google for people to do research, it's the way your brain is wired, and if you're functioning in a world that is completely different from the way your brain is wired, you see everything differently. You're going out, you're basically going through your whole life feeling like there's something wrong with you. Like, why can't you be like everyone else? People around you criticize you for not being like everyone else, so you feel like there's something wrong with you, when in reality there's actually nothing wrong with you. It's just the way your brain is wired. You see things differently. The way you behave, your sensory input, the way you communicate, the way you function in general is different. So it's about people understanding that, and obviously trying to look past the stigma and understand each individual autistic person for who they are, not based on what stigma says or whatever, because everyone has their unique experiences. Like for me, I did struggle in school, but I still made it to university. I've had a couple of jobs. I may have struggled like within the job, but it's not like I've never had a job before. So when people give that you know, they say, oh, people with autism can't have a job. That's not true. They can. It's just, if you don't know you have it and you're in a job, you might struggle a lot, and this leads to people getting fired or them leaving out due to burnout, and it could have been prevented if they had the diagnosis and were given support. But if they don't know how they're supposed to, you know what I mean? So that's why I would also recommend people to get the diagnosis if they feel like it will help them. So yeah, just a brief overview on that. So yeah, stay tuned. Got more day in the lives of an autistic girl. Yeah. So stay tuned.